great. So now we're going to pass it over to Karla from Graham. I don't know exactly all the details, but we looked at some more vertical construction, and then Karla's going to show maybe more civil or heavy civil and potential horizontal construction. So take it away.
Perfect. Thank you. Again, my name's Karla Firth. I'm with Graham Construction, been here 15 years, and we started using cmBuilder actually 2023. Used it for a year, but I think a group kind of had it and they were using it, but not to its fullest kind of capability. I had reached out to cmBuilder about getting a license, and they said, "Hey, you already have one." Good old communication. But we started to really use it in May of this year. It's of 2024. Started with a couple buildings, a couple infrastructure projects, and now I have over 30 projects using it. And it's right from buildings to infrastructure to water projects, right to industrial. So the span of who can use it, what project can use it, it's whatever we can. And it replaced our process of the blue beams and getting in that 2D view and turning it to that 3D view and really creating some really great visuals, mostly for our proposal stages. So when we're looking to get that job and communicating to the client what kind of work we're going to do and what our plan is, we saw some huge success in that. So that's kind of how we started. For infrastructure, it's not the prettiest models because we're literally dealing with dirt and concrete, which is still great, but it's not that pretty. But the one I'm going to talk about is the I-405 in Kirkland in Washington. So I-405 freeway with 85th Street interchange, beautiful standard cloverleaf interchange. But they wanted to add more to it. They needed to update it. So we went from here, and we're going to eventually get to a project where we have full traffic for the I-405. Free flow traffic for 85th Street, and on the second level, so there'd be a 3-level kind of tiered interchange. On the second level is a pedestrian kind of cyclist and transit user to get access to there. So a really, really complex job. Now, the issue that we ran into was the amount of restrictions we had on road closures. So most clients, no one likes traffic. And then, of course, we throw in construction, and that's going to cause even more headaches for us. So we really only could shut down traffic when we could at night. So at night, we were allowed to shut down the lane. And then, so we needed to use that window to install the girders. So I'm going to jump into it. So again, it's not the prettiest kind of model. I know I wish I could show some of our other views where we're having more layout. I literally use this project specifically just for logistics. Can I make this work? Can I do it? Is it going to be feasible? Because I didn't have time to bring out the crane, physically go out in the field, understand where the swing radius, is it going to work? Is it going to conflict anything above or below it? Is it going to reach? I had to get it on site at the specific location right at 7 p.m. because I needed to get these girders up in the time span that we had. So here is this, so allowing us to actually throw in our girders. We went out, modeled the infrastructure of this project, threw in our girders, and allowed us to understand, can this reach, is this going to make work? Where do we need to set up the crane for it to reach from one girder to the next? The next part, again, was over here. We weren't able to get girders from this side, and we couldn't reach. It wasn't going to work because we had to move the crane over. So we had to get the girders down here, which is really cool because we end up using, we went out and we scanned, or we did a laser scan, or a drone, not a laser scan, a drone of the flight or of the area, brought that data in, created that as like our earth or as our structure. Like that's what we're going to, have these trucks drive down. Does that work digitally? Can we have that go down? Can he drive that? So it was kind of gave us a really good understanding of how these trucks can go when you have this huge girder on the back of it. So that kind of gave us a little bit more feasibility, and does this work? So that was kind of here in the next part, and I'll just jump into the next milestone. We did the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, we've done it on one side. Can we make it work on the other? Again, having it staged on the front for the first side of the girders, And then same thing on the back, allowing that crane to move. Can this go down? Is this going to work? And it did. Not only did we have to show this to a client, we had to prove to the client that in this 12-hour period, we are confident that our plan's going to work. And having cmBuilder was it was huge on just showcasing that and communicating that to the client, because again, 2D really great, but 3D takes it to another level. The understanding is so much better, especially when you have not live equipment, but equipment that's to scale and that you're going to use, and it's there. You can move it to where it needs to be. So it really helped us out at that part. So that was one section. Again, it's not that very pretty, but we used it it was a tool for us. I use it more for a proposal stage, make it look pretty, make that look good. But here it was like, okay, let's get to the nuts and bolts, and does this work? So that's what we used it for. Last, I know I'm kind of running out of time a little bit, but last one we did was this right here was actually very interesting. So girders actually lie. I'm just going to flip to the next one. So girders lie here. Now we were thinking the abutments were built, and we were going to put the girders, because as we build the abutments, then you're going to do the girders, and then you're going to continue the slab, right? But this actually, there was a wing wall that's on here, and the wing wall had anchors. So it actually, one of the supers was like, well, hang on, if we put the girders, are we going to be able to get the drill underneath the girders and then to the location of the anchor locations to drill it? And just this throwing, which was like a 13-minute, or maybe 13-second exercise to draw in this equipment, place it to where it needed to be. And sure enough, we were able to prove that we couldn't. We needed to put, we had to drill for the anchors first, and then we can put the girder. So something that's like, oh, hey, you know what? Can we do this quickly? Something that's really simple, can throw it in, do your checks, instead of, bringing in or hauling in that one drill to install it. So yeah, it's not the prettiest project just because it's, again, dirt and concrete. However, the logistics of it, the planning of it was just phenomenal. And it took this job and just gave us that reassurance for our client, for us, even for the field crews, for them to know what they had to do in the next 12 hours. So that's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Off to you.
Thank you, Karla. That was fantastic. I love the enthusiasm every time.
Sorry, I have like arms and shaking.
That was great. Great. And I always find these, like those horizontal projects like that, just the logistic challenges are just amazing. We take it for granted when we drive over those overpasses of everything that goes into building it. So that's awesome. And a neat to see like more of a meat and potatoes example of value, of like proving that you can or can't do something that was usually in the heads of a superintendent or someone that's trying to think through these things. So that's fantastic. Thank you.